Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I really hope you are doing well. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and a great start to the new year. In today's video, we are going to be talking about my top 12 favourite horror movies of 2024. But before we get into that, make sure to follow me on the rest of my socials, my Instagram and my Twitter, where I post a lot more horror content. Kicking us off at number 12 is a film called It's What's Inside. It debuted on Netflix and was directed by Greg Jardin. Instead of your regular whodunit, it's more of a who is it? A clever, witty twist on a well-renowned trope. The use of cinematography is fantastic, almost psychedelic, switching from our reality to the actor's distortion. It's such a trippy vibe, but the film crafts and executes it really well, with a great use of variation within the characters that also helps to influence the movie's pace and kind of overall feel, especially with the twist at the end. It's so comical and surprisingly dark. I didn't expect to like this film as much as I did. It's basically like bodies, but very almost supernatural like. It was really, really good, really fun. Next up at number 11 is Lisa Frankenstein, which was directed by the lovely Zelda Williams. This felt like a modern Romeo and Juliet love story. Zelda and Cody crafted this film with so much love and attention. You could tell, you could feel it. And Catherine Newton is a horror icon in the making. She plays these wacky, weird but fun characters so naturally. It's effortless and you'll love them. Lisa Frankenstein felt like a giant hug to all of those people who feel unique, who feel like they stand out, who fall in love with fiction and romance. It was one for the weirdos, and it definitely became a huge hit with everyone. And why wouldn't it? It is a truly fantastic film. When you go into it, I don't think you half expected it to hit you like it did. But I was pleasantly surprised, and it's definitely a comfort watch. Coming in at number 10, we have Salmos Lot, which was directed by Gary Doberman. Firstly, admittedly, the CGI does make it for an uncomfortable viewing watch in some scenes, but it also delivers on ominous and creepy, scary vampires, which is what the film is about. When Barlow's silhouette wraps around the screen, wraps around the atmosphere, it feels deathly, and I really liked that. Additionally, the characters don't drag the story down or the pace. They, in fact, add to it, which is a lot better than the original, because the original was very, very long, very dragged a lot, whereas this one is straight to the point, and I think we can all appreciate that in a film. I have big respect for the people who created this film, and bringing a classic story like this to the big screen takes a lot. And despite a lot of rusty CGI, the film was really good and really creepy. It just felt like Salmos Lot, and I really liked it. Sitting at number 9 now, we have Strange Darling, which was directed by J.T. Mulner. Now, I wasn't sure to believe the hype around this movie because it was loud. Everyone was raving about it. But then I sat down to watch it, and holy shit, I was blown away. It it really did deserve to win the award for most overlooked film of 2024, because you wouldn't think that this film would have what it has. It is unhinged, it's chaotic, it's driven, it's electric. The performances within this movie are triumphant. Willa is a whirlwind and Kyle Gallner is hellbent. The pair of them together create this non-stop energy. The movie's strategy within storytelling of how it unfolds is so different to what you've ever seen, which just makes this movie so unique. But yeah, the hype is real. The movie was a great surprise. And if you haven't seen it yet, you definitely should. Sitting at number 8 now, we have Terrifier 3, which is directed by Damien Leone. Terrifier 3 amps up the creativity, is more grotesque, is more graphic, and brings a lot more laughter. But also, in the right moments, it allows itself to be bold, valiant, and serious. Art and Vicky are a merciless duo, violent and bloodthirsty, whereas Sienna brings the emotion and the fight. It's a balanced evenness. Damien Leone should be proud of himself for what he has achieved since 2016. The Terrifier universe has expanded, broken records beyond expectations, earned 40 times more than its original budget, and is basically a win for filmmakers, independent filmmakers, and film globally. Terrifier 3 just tackles a lot more serious notes and isn't as immature as it started out to be. There are moments still there that keeps it original, but it's growing and growing really well. Couldn't be more prouder. Sitting at number 7 now is In a Violent Nature, which was directed by Chris Nash. Unique, entirely, and without a doubt, holds the best kill of the year. Chris Nash challenges you to withstand a slow burn, but also treats you to beautiful cinematography, immersive camera work, and expert special effects. It's an unusual twist on your usual horror film, whereas in the perspective of the killer, we travel and we devour, but it is absolutely well worth your time. At number 6 now, we have The First Omen, which was directed by Arkasha Stevenson. Tiger Nell Free is unsuspecting and shy, but damn does she devour her screen time. From that feral homage to Possession, she has you in a chokehold. It wasn't as scary as I perceived it to be, but still, the atmosphere was deadly unnerving. I loved the eeriness, the tormented atmosphere, the lighting, the effects, and I also really respected its way of using its subject matter to scare you instead of using irrelevant jump scares. There's not much you can add to a film that is already declared a classic, but this prequel did a great job and is a very welcome addition. Sitting at number 5 now is Longlegs, which is directed by Oz Perkins. Nicolas Cage is undeniably one of the greatest actors of our generation. As Longlegs, he is a formidable foe, bringing with him this dark, deep dread whenever he appears on screen. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget the first image we had of his full face reveal. Which again, makeup, it astounds me at how much it can transform a person. Nicolas Cage was unseen, and in front of us was this otherworldly being. Micah Monroe alongside him was such an indifference. She was amazing though, and portrayed a slight similarity to Jodie Foster from Silence of the Lambs, which reminded me of detective horror. It doesn't get made much anymore, and it's a shame. Psychological horror will always be better than physical. Sitting at number 4 is Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez. Fede Alvarez never misses. He always understands the assignment and brings it. Alien Romulus was full of nostalgia, full of action, and full of xenomorph beauty, carefully constructing its own story and its own place within the franchise. It still respected all that came before it. The characters are great, the editing is great, the cinematography great. It has feels of all the other films, of even the games, and it was just beautifully put together. I can't wait to see what he does next. Taking us into the top 3 now is Abigail, directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. Abigail was my most anticipated movie of 2024, and it didn't disappoint. It was full of blood, full of fun, full of charm, and the cast themselves were just terrific. Melissa Barrera rocks as the final girl, covered in blood, taking no one's shit, very on brand for her. As in Alicia Ware, she was the star of the entire film, transforming from this cute little innocent dancer into a ferocious killer was tremendous acting. I can't wait to see where her career takes her in the future. The supporting cast as well made the film whole. They had equal charm, equal wit, equal banter, and it was just great on screen. The entire film was just a lot of fun, which added to its success. I can't wait to see what Radio Silence do next, especially with Ready or Not 2. I'm so stoked for that film. Sitting at number 2 now is The Substance, which is directed by Coralie Farge. I have not been floored by a movie like that in a long, long time. The Substance is breathtaking. The body horror, the layers and layers of hidden meanings and references are endless. The lighting, the colour palette, the acting, everything in this movie made it a masterpiece. I can't quite literally forget anything I saw in that movie. It is so impactful and sharp. Demi Moore proves that age has no ability on your range as an actor. She is thriving and gave a thunderous performance. Margaret Qualley is no lackey either. She was unforgettable. The pair of them together were sensational. And I think I might do a full review on this movie, but for now, the hype around this film is true to the core. It is a complete masterpiece. So guys, we have arrived at the top spot, and it can only belong to one film, and that film is Nosferatu, directed by Robert Eggers. Being in the UK has its disadvantages when films are released. We sometimes don't get to see them till months later, but we got lucky with Nosferatu. With only a week later, it hits UK. I was feral for it. I personally revel in gothic horror anyway. The time period, the style, the era, conjoining that with vampires, it's just intoxicating. Nobody could have brought this film to life better than Rob Eggers. His unusual eye for horror fits together like a puzzle piece. He carefully crafted this with such intricate attention. It was faultless. Bill Skarsgård, his talent is out of this world. It's not of this realm. How he disappears into every character is like magic. Alongside him, Lily Rose Depp was astonishing. Her performance was profound. It was haunting. And when you locked with her soulless eyes, they paralyzed you. The chemistry between the pair of them was off the charts. The film itself had chemistry. It was like a fever dream. The colour palette, the world building, the time, era, all of it, the dialogue, it filled the senses and it held you. It didn't let you go. It suffocated you. It was incredible and beautiful. If you haven't seen this movie, I suggest you do. It was just perfect. An unforgettable masterpiece. Vampire movies are back. So, there we have it, guys. My top 12 favourite films of 2024. I really hope you enjoyed this list. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and comment below your favourite films of 2024. And also, if you have any films you're highly anticipating for 2025, let me know below. Don't forget to follow me on my other socials, my Instagram and my Twitter, where I post a lot more of my horror content. I would love to see you over there. But until my next video, stay safe, stay happy and stay healthy. Bye!